Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back. It is Thursday, another of our favorites, because tonight is the season one finale of the Witch Watch Party. We have episodes 4 through 26, final three of season one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited.
And let me swap these tabs over. Okay, we're on the. Currently, we are on the Rebel Rescue, so we're in the correct episode, right? Before I start.
Yep, exactly. So you should be good to go. So
Yeah,
this is
because
the finale. 3 episodes remaining. After all, like kept saying, the clock is ticking. They're on day three right now, so they need to hurry in these last few episodes in order to save their friend. Otherwise, phobos win. So, and this is when things really heat up. We just had the big epic battle that was the tease for later, and it's like, here we go.
also episodes 25 and 26 are the Stolen Heart and the final battle, so it's all lined up. Yeah, so that's all lined up. Okay, we're good. All right, guys, the watch link, as always, is right here if you wish to join watching with us and also be part of the discussions. We will see you all at the discussion. I will leave the watch link up for you guys so that way you can copy it and put it in your web browser. We'll see you at the discussion, guys.
Oh, see that development. Character development. That is some strong ass character development.
And good luck explaining that to mom.
As long as his mom doesn't walk in at the wrong moment and be like, what the hell's that?
Because I know his cartoon parents and anime parents are notorious for that moment. Let's hope it doesn't happen here.
Ah, the Irish out with the heart, holding but a goodie. And now, folks, to the penultimate episode. Good point. Ah, everything's tied together nicely. Perfect.
What was that, Joker?
I said, everything's tying in nicely. I got to move this mic a little bit. This is how you do the final 3 episodes. You need to tie things in nicely. Like hell, even when Blanc says like, "Gee, this guy, it's bad news." But I also appreciate his voice actor. Holy crap, does he sound different?
Well, in order to have two species, you have to have two. Well, same species, you have to have two different voices.
But this
Because
guy,
you can,
it
'cause you
almost
can
doesn't quite fit him, but it actually strangely does.
well, yes, because Phobos will pay me extra money for.
It's more like, yes. It's almost graspy, but you can tell where he was at for a long time in the tunnel, so that probably makes sense. That wow, it's a little raspy because those tunnels must echo, and it's like don't shout too loud, or but he's probably older than Blanc, or Blanc is probably more preteen. That's why he sounds like this. But this guy's older. Was like, yes, must find stone for fun. Like even then, like how he says the line, I'm like, it almost doesn't fit the character, but it does. Blanc is more upbeat, happy. Don't forget, he's more slouch, like he's slouching. That's an intentional detail right there. Love it. Like he slouches. Compared to Blanc more standing up. Love it. And look at that and look at that tilt shot. Like, ooh, things are getting interesting. As in the movie The Flammables, when David Lynch was still around before he passed away, because he played the late great uh John. Oh God damn it! Hold on a second. There you go. John, John Ford. He always says this. Like he shows the fictional character like, all right, where is the camera in all these 3 different photos? Well, it must be from the top. Okay, bottom, the top. And he's like, great. Now here's a great lesson for all you storyboard editors out there, your panelists, and your cinematographer. This is the very basic lesson 101. And the quote goes this by David Lynch. When the horizon's from the bottom, it's interesting. When the horizon's from the top, it's interesting. When the horizon's in the middle, it's boring as shit and nobody likes it. Why is that? One simple word: dynamics. Because you start from the bottom and go to the top, the shot's interesting. When you go from the top to the bottom, it's interesting. When you stay in the middle, nobody likes it. Well, look at this shot. It's tilted on purpose, as if the frustration is sinking in. It's like, and some uncertainties. So it looks like to be eleon, and things are getting closer to the coronation, and yet, where is everybody? It's interesting.
Okay.
You got to think about that. Even when you're reading manga panels or comic book panels, you're looking at stuff like, is it interesting or is it boring as shit? And I need to find something else to read.
That is an
Hopefully, you
interesting
think about that
question.
the next time you're looking at stuff. All right, let's resume.
Yeah. Oh, hey Jorge, what's up, buddy? Golden X cartoon. Hmm.
And look at that. One of them looks like a painting. Got like a canvas painting. Chuck, right there. That looks like a canvas painting. Show the audience. This was like a painting that somebody did. Looks so great. Looks so good. It may be from the show, but holy crap, that looks like a painting. It looks really good. Like you could display that in a museum or some kid like painted that. Like, yeah, I painted this. I'm like, dang, son, that's a good painting, and that's a good shot. Because it looks like that the darkness, everything around her is closing in on her.
It always baffles me how good the like the style is when it counts, because you could tell someone put major effort to this.
I think something that's good stylized versus hyper realistic. Like the hyper realistic stuff can look good, but they tend to blend a lot. It goes samey. When you have something that's more stylistic that we had in classic PS1, especially when we got to the PS2 era, so Generation 6 and Generation 7, things looked amazing. Even stuff that were stylized in Generation 8 that I had with Gravity Rush 2, it looked absolutely amazing. That was a good leap. They didn't go for hyper realistic. They said, no, for Gravity Rush 2, we're going to continue this anime French manga style we're going for and keep it that way. And whoo, does it still hold up compared to a lot of other stuff that's been coming out where it looks good, but we've been chasing that hyper realism look for too long that when anything just comes out that's stylized for the big boys, it just goes a breath of fresh air. But like on Steam right now, you can play Captain Blood. That's right. That old game that we all thought was never going to come out back in the day, it came out after all these years and plays like a mid sixth generation, seventh generation console game. That's what I've been missing. I love it.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's resume.
Also,
Oh, right,
Jorge.
what?
Also, Jorge. Here's the watch link if you want to watch with us, buddy.
We are in the
Watch.
penultimate episode right now, episode 25, and then it's the finale. Panel link later. Come talk to us. Like even that shot. Oh, that is so good. That is so good right there. Like look at that. That's so good. It may
I
be
miss
but I
I miss
love it.
I miss when lanterns were lanterns.
Like this is the
The
actual lantern. Like God, I wish I had a lantern right now. But yes, that's what the candle would be. Yes, that's what it looked like. If you're catching on film, it would look like this. You're getting exaggerated animation, but this is done on purpose for a freaking reason, folks.
because in other ones the lantern is fucking weak as shit. Like the
I
lighting is
think it just
bad.
depends on maybe the lens they're using or the lighting they have set up. Like for example, the lighting that I actually liked a lot was in The Revenant because yes, that was all 100% done on location with several CGI shots here and there. They still use CGI, but when you look at when they had the torch being lit, whoo, that was really good. Because that was like at night with the actual torches. I was like, that looked good. Or that one shot where Lito had the lantern, I was like, ooh, that looks even better. Like I miss stuff like this. But people can be like, oh no, they can do it. Well, CGI is CGI, and it will look amazing. But sometimes you miss those imperfections. And I love stuff like this. All right, let's close it out so we don't get a copyright. Don't forget, Jorge, it was right. The panel link is right there, brother. Come join us if you want to.
Exactly. Again, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. And also for those of you watching on Twitter, it's also right there if you want to come on by and watch and just spend some
Come
time.
on by. You can
Spend
just
some
watch a good show. You don't have to
time.
join the panel at all. Just watch a good show. It's very good. It's a classic for a reason. gaslighting fucking continues. I love his voice actor. I love him.
For anyone wanting to study gaslighting for fictional characters, watch Phobos' scenes. Watch his scenes.
He's really good at gaslighting.
If you want
And
like
again,
authentic,
draw.
if you want authentic, realistic gaslighting, watch Phobos scenes only, and you'll understand how to
I
convey
would
that.
like to see a therapist react to Phobos because that's one of those good trends I actually do like on YouTube where you see like a therapist react to Arcane. That was a good series that therapist did for a while. And then she did stuff like for Edge Runners and a few others. She did a great one for Puss in Boots about like how she said like this actually was accurate. Like one thing that was actually accurate, she said that a lot, that when someone like Puss is suffering from PTSD, you do not want to get kind of too close. Like close, but don't kind of touch them or anything. Just like try to calm them down or something from like because he was suffering from an anxiety attack at that point. Just calm down, just calm down. And she said yes. The one moment she did love is that Perrito lay on his little belly, and then Puss gave him the head pat. She said don't do that, but she did say for the film versions that it was okay because his Perrito's whole thing was that I want to be a therapy dog. But that was his way of saying that, okay, look, I'm here, and that's why you get that nice little head pat by Puss that you finally pet him after halfway through the film, and that's what finally calms him down for the panic attack. And I kid you not, again, I say this story all the time. The kids in my theater, when I saw that movie, the kids were saying, Mom, is he okay? That's how you know you did a good scene. When the kids are asking questions like that, it's like powerful, man. Powerful.
Exactly.
All right, let's continue.
Irma's my favorite.
I love you, Irma. And ladies and gentlemen, it's how they met.
See, this is how you do a comical wanderer scene of someone outside the core group. That's how you do it. I
Because
mean,
most of the time it's just, wait, you were them? Or the worst case is you get the adaptation in season one of Invincible, where she's like, oh, I always knew you were like, so you always knew, and you're acting like a little. God, I hated that scene. I hated that clip of
yeah,
just
that
going
one
around.
was bad. That one was bad.
Not like the manga, being like, Kirkman, if you're gonna change something, someone's gonna change it. I would have been, no, you're not changing this. It needs to stay the same. Or you get again the MCU version of the Spider-Man reveal, which Feige is like, oh, it happened in the comic. Like, well, Feige, it did, but not like what Marissa Tomei did. Marissa Tomei, when she saw Peter get the costume, she was like, what the fuck? It's funny as hell. But the actual comic, when it did happen, Aunt May was older, but she only knew Peter was in the costume because, well, he came back to the house exhausted, defeated, and he didn't take off the costume. He probably honestly thought that Aunt May was asleep. So when she walked in, it's a shocking reveal. So different in the movie, but I think I prefer the comic reveal. And yes, there's the classic, there's that scene in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Sally Field. I kind of like that version because at least she's arguing with Peter about everything. So, but I did think that movie had too many plot lines. But I did enjoy that reveal better than the MCU version. The version I always like the most is, yes, Rose herself, my Aunt May from Spider-Man 2 in the Sam Raimi version. That reveal was more subtle because it's after the Doc Ock fight where she saves Peter. Well, it saves Spider-Man, and she's like, "Oh, I was so wrong about you." And then the first dead hint was, "We sure showed him." It's like, what do you mean we? Uh, and then he flees. And then when she goes to the house, getting rid of everything in the box, Peter's like, well, "Where's my comic?" "Oh, I sold them." But that subtle "I sold them" was more of, "I know it's you," because he kept his Spider-Man notes in his comics. Because when you think about that little detail, it's like, oh yeah, he did. And she put all the pieces together from the bank to the fight to the comic. Her nephew was Spider-Man. I think that's my favorite reveal. He kept it subtle, and you know it's like, oh, she knows. She knows. That's my favorite reveal. Go ahead.
It's just so that, but this is how you do like side characters who are going to become the part of the main group later
Part of them,
on.
but they know things. Because some of them don't do it correctly. It's either the guy who's really annoying, or like take several different cases from Power Rangers over the year where that side character did know and they're kind of part of the main plot, till they just kind of go away. Like Fran, when she found out in Jungle Fury, it was a kind of cool reveal actually, where RJ left the TV on, and then when they get back to the dojo, it's like, oh, hello Rangers, Power Rangers. It's like, oh, she
You see,
knows.
you see, that's the setup I like. They had it correct with that setup, but somewhere, Joker, somewhere along that line,
It's just
it
that the writers
fell.
didn't agree on it because Fran
Something
was still a
happened.
comic relief, but it's kind of like, you guys need to stop treating her like crap. The moment you guys go to Morph, she's got to take care of the business. There's one scene I did like in Jungle Fury, and that was the episode Bad to the Bone, where the Yellow Rangers kind of acted more punk rock and everything, and the Rangers need her. I think they should have done it actually. I want to see if Fran could morph, actually. And we should just gain the knowledge of the Yellow Ranger. Like, if they did that, and like in Fran morph, I think that would have set her character up to be much better. And I think there would have been more respect even to the Yellow Ranger. Because it's like it's there, it's so close. Like she had the morpher in hand, and yet they can't let her do anything. I think that's one. Like other Rangers had different parents revealed over the years. Like the late Ninja Storm actor, when his brother found out he was the Red Ranger, it's like, don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Even the late Jason David Frank, that was his actual brother in that episode for Zero. Actually, that when it's like that, it makes it more authentic, in my opinion. He had his actual brother be there for the cast for that. So that was a cool reveal. One other good one other example that was part of the main plot line was Beast Morphers. The Red Ranger's dad, that was a big one because he was like the guy who's always against the Power Rangers, everything. And yet when he finds out that his own son is the Red Ranger, it changes the whole dynamic and story with them because it went from hiding the secret to, okay, I understand why you kept quitting job after job now. You are the Red Ranger. I like that reveal. That was a good one.
All righty, let's continue.
All right, let's go. The rule of three. One, two, three. This is it. Choose your powers. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Oh, look at that. An icicle. One of them is. Two days before And there's the 4 hours. And now the glasses are on. Yes! And hey, Haley's dream came true. Finally, good callback. Imagine.
peak character change. That's how you do it.
That's how you do the reveal. You got to set up early where her hand changes. Like, oh, what happened to her hand? So she's not all that familiar with it quite yet. But also, can we appreciate the gathering shot? And like, because this is who Phobo trusted, like his most close allies here. It's like it says A. God, I love that transformation. And it is herself, Princess Azula herself, voicing the character.
Mm.
There's that crazy eye. She see guys, she always had the crazy eyes. Yo, this is it. The witch. Right? Oh. Perfect. Here we go, folks. Go get him, boy. That's a funny bit. That's a funny bit with the painting. Yeah, boy.
The fucking painting moved. The fucking painting reacted. That is awesome. That is awesome.
I mean, he could have died.
Imagine you're long since passed, but then you're a painting now, and then that happens. Like, oh, I'm dead for good.
This is I mean, that's the line that probably Caleb would have said to Cornelia. Ah, yeah, boys. The Big Daddy. Woo! Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, 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 baby. Oh, that's why I love Phobos. She should do more things. The distraction was enough. What's up, George? We're about to end. Wow. Season 2 tease right here. Oh, wow. Shit. I don't want that. What the fuck just happened there? Ah, well, okay.
You all right?
Yep, good. So,
Absolute,
folks, we got it at the
absolute.
end of which. Let's start with 24.
Always welcome, Jorge. Always welcome. The watch link
Like
will
we
always
said,
be
guys,
provided.
it's available.
Hey, Cyril George, we just finished the final episode. Holy crap, lots to talk about. Oh, man. Where do we start?
Episode 24, so go in order. So 24. And then like overall series at the end.
Oh boy, episode 24 really kicked in everything into high gear, and also the how everything is slowly moved way forward, and rightfully so. Well, I'll give it a shot, but I enjoyed it. Eleon was still unaware of everything. Oof.
Not that just she was unaware of everything. We're slowly kind of getting the final things in place, which I actually do like a lot, actually. Because it's like, what are you going to do in 24? Well, it's like the escape plan for everybody. Like when they open up, it's like, please, my men must eat. They're like starving. They want to eat, but even that God reminds them that we need to make sure that they're fed, so that they can tell us everything about the rebels, the ones that did escape, the ones from the battle. So you do feel that aftermath in there as well. Jorge, we would love to check out the original comics, but they are hard to come by, and they're probably expensive on eBay. Probably. You could probably get scalpers for that as well. People trying to find stuff, but it's like, oh, this is real. Like, and I just wish Disney would just re-release stuff. Like, is it that hard to re-release stuff?
Yeah, and also I I just love how things have like come full circle, and then we introduce I was wondering when they were gonna introduce Will's boyfriend. I was wondering when they were gonna
He
introduce.
was kind of there for a while, and then there's the boyfriend. I'm like, there he is. But also, what I love about 24 is that you actually see some perspective from the Oryx, from their side for Phobos. Notice how he said, I'd rather be saved by you guys than deal with Phobos' miracle cure. Apparently, it's much worse. So it's like, oh, so what's going on there? You never see it, but it's like, okay, something is there to kind of give you that stuff. And like I said, there's some character development for the Guardians. Some say no, but I love how two of the girls pick up Tyran. It's like, oh, he's heavy. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And you also get character development with Blanc, who tells Caleb to go first. I'll go later. So that's kind of interesting to know that Blanc does care about people. But what I found about like why he kept saying that, so this is like the human world. Notice how the Guardians take care of him. No questioning, no nothing. Will heal you while you stay hidden in plain sight. So I love that. The Will's mom gets very close to finding out the truth. So I like that. But even when he gets back in, I still like the fact that Caleb has his guard up. That I kind of don't trust you. You're a spy. But I love that Tyrion does help out the Guardians and the rebels. He's helped to free them and everything and to escape. And I love that. So then it's like I can tell not everybody quite yet, but some people about that. Earth is not what we've been heard from Phobos. We've all been lied to. So I like that we had the plan to see the depth of Eleon very early on, but also she still believes, even after coming off of that battle and everything, there's still some guards are like, are we sure we're fighting for the right cause? I love that. It builds momentum to what you could finally see in the last episode, which we got to see actually. Very good. If anybody's going to do it, which anime, you might as well keep it in Italy. I'd rather keep it true to the source material than almost be too anime-fied. Because which is a good hybrid of a good Italian animation and anime inspired, because you just can't get that look anymore, which I really love to see.
Exactly, and then we had the further breadcrumbs leading up to everything, like with episode 24 with that creepy one jumping through the portal. I'm like, oh, that's good setup right there. That is good. Gee, that is good setup. And then episode 25 is the
The
payoff.
stolen heart, both literally heart of Kendrika and Will's heart was stolen. I love the B plot. They have to keep the rodent safe. So I love this. I love the rodent. You don't see him too often, and what they do in season 2. But it was nice to know that again, there's still that everyday life that they have going on. Although Will's boyfriend does mention up that like, you've been missing a lot of school lately. And it's like, are we like, is the time zone a little different? Like, I don't care, but at least he notices something's happening going on. And when Jeek shows up, again, I just love that kind of raspy voice. It's a little more deeper than what Steve does with Blanc. So with that actor, it's like, ah, Phobos would like. I'm like, yes. Yes, Phobos would like. This is what he's been looking for 24 freaking episodes. In 25, gonna get the heart of Kendra Cup. Yeah. But I do like the fact that also Blanc here redeems himself. And according to Jorge over here, is that it's actually Halen's mother is actually grandmother's actually dead in the comics. After the Guardians get the power, she passes away, and then I looked it up a little bit. I'm like, oh, well, that is a drastic difference from the animated series where she's alive for a while, and a little bit more in season 2 where I think she does come back because of who is the villain for that season. And I won't say anything for Ammonite for spoiler reason because again, I did watch the series a while back ago, so everything is still fresh up in here for the anime side of things. So there's that. Also, it's just nice to know when a good side character, whether they're a good supporting role, the comic relief, knows about the hero's identity. We get that these days, but they either play it too cheeky, or it's just, oh no, this guy knows. Why? But I like Matt's addition. I like Maddie's addition to it. It's much better than most.
Yeah, and it's so funny. It's just so funny how that came to be, and luckily for Matt, he's actually a good written comedic side character. He's the one you want to have and build upon, not
It would
just
be
be like,
it would feel if Irma's, friend, if he knew. Maybe he does know later in the comics, but if he knew, it would be like, oh god, it's never gonna stop with the endless questioning and whatnot. Although it's funny that all the supporting characters are there in the Chinese restaurant at one point. I'm like,
I'll be right back. Keep going.
Long, there's Matt, there's Irma's friend, or the guy who thinks he's Irma's boyfriend is there. I'm like, that's perfect. So that was kind of funny if he would do, but also who knows what would happen. But again, Blanc got to redeem himself in this episode because everybody thought he betrayed everybody, and even Jeet got frozen as well, and to get turned to icicle. So that was nice to see. And then the big finale, episode 26, the season 1 finale, adequately titled "The Final Battle." This is basically this is basically what half of the season is building up to. In the later half, what's going to happen? The coronation. What's going to happen to Eleon? Will Phobos get exactly what they need? Again, they really don't explain too well of what Eleon's powers are really like. We get glimpses of it here and there. Like now, she has the ability to fly. Obviously, she can create stuff, change things, open up portals her own way, which is very interesting to see. But also, it felt like it was vague enough, but almost too vague. Of course, obviously, in the comic, if they explain more, that's why. We just know Phobos wants power for control and for almost power's sake. But this is when all that gaslighting finally comes off, and it's like, I am your brother, but I'm evil. And I love it when he finally gets rid of everything. The beautiful Meridia that he created in the fake world, or just as disguise to be like, nope, here's what the real world looks like. Even Cedric finally stops being in his human form and just goes full blown in his true snake form, which I absolutely love. And even how it's like, you have no idea what your true powers are like. I'm like, finally, it just comes off. And I do like the Guardians' plan and them setting everything up. For, well, we can't really use the army here. We can sneak them from one end in a Meridia to another end with the human world as like this small place being that connection to it. I'm like, I like that. I like that setup. It was really nice how they did it. And even they devised a plan, be like, okay, we need to take care of the weapons, take care of the reinforcements, in case anything happens to the throne room. And even Caleb said, we gotta do this carefully so that Phobos does not know we're here yet. But little did they know that, however, at the same time, the coronation is happening. It's about to get underway. It was cool to see Miranda finally get her like freaky hairball hair spider transformation, voiced by Zula's actress. Always love it. Very creepy, and I just love how his court actually looks. That now there's finally his citizens, the one who, or should we say, his subordinates that actually support him, which is very creepy. They all have that evil look of that. Yeah. Like, for how many years they've been waiting, for how many months they've been waiting, just for Eleon to finally give in. Like, it was perfect, absolutely perfect, and just even her own horror of looking at everybody, that this is the world that she was actually living in, just didn't realize it. Love it, love it, love it. And then the attack, when they are discovered by everything, even like before that, Tyron was telling people that, like, we need to join the rebels. Actually, everything we know was a lie. And so I liked it when they all got in the tunnel, and then it's like, they are here. Tyron was right. I do like the fact they're gearing up for a battle, but then it's like, wait, it's him. And he's like, I haven't convinced everybody yet. They know the story by now, but we're willing to help out. So that was a nice detail and a great callback, just to be like, hey, everything's tying in. We got the castle employees helping out the Guardians early in the middle season, and then we have now the actual. It doesn't even Japanese anime. Sure, anime is more popular over there, but keep it in Italy, because after all, it was an Italy-based series. It's an Italy-based series. It is an Italian comic book influenced by Japanese manga. It's an Italian comic book, so I would say keep it in Italy, so they can do it. Give them a shot, chance. That's why we got the French series called Blue-Eye Samurai on Netflix, French style, which is very much appreciated to have. I want to see different art styles. It doesn't always have to be in Japan. I want to see different countries around the world give their chance. Like, sure, Overwatch is getting animated series right now, which I don't know how long that's been in, but I do remember when they showed off Doomfist, they hired like a really small team elsewhere that did the Doomfist introduction animation, and it's like, dude, this looks sick actually for how small it was, or how the big budget they had. It's like, this is impressive for what that team did, and at that time, in mid 2010, we were all like, dude, what's the Overwatch series look like? We're not gonna do this, please. It's just an opinion. That's it. You don't have to gaslight me as well. No offense. I still love you, brother. I still love you.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, who would we leave it to? I want to see, aside from the established ones, I want to see up and coming new studios just take a crack at it. Like, give them a chance, because we could easily just say Viz Media, Madhouse. Actually, you know
This
what?
is dubbing.
Which would actually
This is dubbing. This is not an animation studio.
dubbing. Oh, I'm so sorry. It'd be funny to see under Studio Ghibli art style. That would be very interesting. That
Like
would be a bit.
like a 1 hour pilot they do. It's like like issues 1 through 3. It's like, oh god, how would that do? So, but that would take them way too long, even if it is hand drawn. But moving aside from that, like I said, you see the big guy in this episode finally takes center stage.
Yes. We finally have our bad guy finally getting his moment, because we've seen time and time again the bad guy doesn't really get to have that one victorious moment. Like, yes. It's
His
like
actor was having a good day on this day. It's like I get to finally do something.
I bet he was like when that reveal, like he's like, "Oh, you're on the throne. Good." And then everything drops. I bet Phobos was like, "Finally, I can
You
drop
can
the
see it
fucking
in how it's
facade."
drawn, how he's reading the lines. It's that enough is enough. But I just love his rage when the Guardians and Rebels are all here and they lose some of the troopers. He just looks to Cedric and it's like, "You have failed me for the last time." It just shrinks him. It's like,
And I'm like, "That's what he actually looks like. Holy shit, that's
well,
embarrassing."
or maybe that's what he always looks like to just shrinks him. I'm like, that's kind of funny. But then when he steps out and blasts that wall, and it's like, oh, Will's kill's like, oh, he's here. And then he just goes to town on everybody. They're not even getting an inch on Phobos. It's like, this is what power looks like. I know it's like, but that's at the end of the episode. But who cares? He made an impression. Just imagine if there was, the time, money, budget, and just the valuable resources. What could an actual full scale Phobos attack look like? It doesn't have to be like in one room. What if they went to like multiple different rooms? What would this look like? It's like, But just the way they showed it off, though, it was like, that's power. He can freeze people instantly, where it took the Guardians multiple episodes to learn that. He could just, create like these barriers around him. It's like, holy crap. Hell, even when the Guardians do show up, he's like, "You have something that belongs to me." It's like, oh, he just goes, poof.
Immediately, without a second thought, he's just like, boom. See, this is how
And you
you do
see
this.
that struggle. They're losing and everything. It's like, oh shit, they're losing. It's like, oh, and I'm like, oh god, I forgot about that, but I still remember it as a kid. I'm like, oh yeah. And you see them deform right in front of everybody. It's like, ooh, oh wow, this could be the end. But then good old Maddie shows up again. It's like, let me try. Sorry, Matt. If you're gonna charge us somebody, it's a pierce, not a. You're glad Phobos didn't just shoot you right then and there.
Right?
At
But
least they distracted long enough for my favorite moment: Cornelia and Aileen finally making up. They finally got to make up.
yeah, it's like, don't get sappy on me. Let's get you out of here. But
I love it
but what I
so much.
love, I love it when you let the bad guy have his moment. For far too long, we've had really good villains, but we never got the payoff that respects it. Like, we never got that respectful payoff to, like, let them have their moment, let them have their triumph. Like, yes, I did it. And then the defeat happens, and it's like, well, he's defeated, but he got his moment and really went to town on everybody. That's how you pay off your villain and make an impression that will last a long time.
And he
Did he
wasn't a prick. I loved it.
did he lose? Well, yes, but it's a justified loss. It's a justified.
Because everybody teamed up, even when the Phobos knew back in the corner. What does he use? Again, call back to the early episodes in the very beginning. He used the dragons that made the heart of Kendrika. And even Haylin said, that trick is not going to work on us because the dragons were good, not evil. So it's like, he can just summon the dragons? Or like transform into them? That is power right there. It's like, holy crap, that but then he loses justifiably because it is him being overwhelmed by everyone, even his own sister. And I love the little detail that Aileen has for Phobos because even though she does like the final attack, you see that nice little subtle detail of her crying because probably deep down, it is that betrayal in the end, that she was being manipulated, that had things gone differently. Maybe he could have been, air quoted, the brother she was looking for. But at that same time, it's that the Guardians were right, you got tricked. So it's that both kind of like that bittersweet ending, because maybe there was hope, but then again, you gotta remember he's the definition of evil. So good riddance at that moment too.
Exactly. And
I mean, Jared Leto, when he got something good, he did it correct.
exactly, because we want more villain moments in our stories and justifiable defeats, not like, oh, they have their moment and then suddenly within 5 seconds they're beaten. No,
Again,
this
looking at
battle.
you, look how so many villains they have, and it's like, I mean, I can like the only good one that was satisfying in the end was Torture, because he felt like a proper villain and gave that speech to Ruby, going like "Little Red, Little Red, Little Red," and sure she tries to argue back, but then he's like, "Look, I'm just trying to survive." Yes, this he doesn't have powers or anything. He just wants to survive. And then yeah, he gets his comeuppance by being eaten by that Grim Dragon thing. It's like, oh shit. But that's one hell of a way to go out. But then you look at Adam, who's like a boss villain, one shots Yang, gets the arm cut off, and then they just ruin Adam after that. Make him mad, hungry, crazy for power. He was killing for zero reason. He killed even the own Faunus leader who was in charge of the White Fang at the time. Kills her for zero reason just to take control and power. And yet, when his plans go to shit, he just grabs you by the shirt, starts blaming you, and then gets defeated pathetically, escapes. And do not get me started why these writers at Rooster Teeth for Ruby wanted Adam now to wear Blake's own uh, bow tie around his eyes. I'm like, does somebody have a fetish? Does somebody have a fetish? But they're going to say, oh, he was her boyfriend. She was his girlfriend. And he was like, no, you guys didn't write that in the early season 1 and 2. She just said, I had a friend, more like a partner, more like a mentor. That's all Blake described him. That's like she lost her mentor because, A, the White Fang was getting more dangerous tactics. And that's when she said, I had enough. And it was all the lies. Like you said, she kept saying, promise me this was an accident and that's never going to happen again. It won't. But it kept happening over and over again. And that's why Blake left. Not because of he was my boyfriend, he was like manipulated. That word I can't use on YouTube. Gaslighting. No. And when he gets defeated, it's because so all of his semblance comes from his sword. Can I get a Hades moment of this? What? Can I get a Hades pull, please? His semblance comes from his sword, or he channels it in his sword. What? Can I get a Hades pull, please?
Oh, okay, a Hades pull. Okay, Hades pull coming right up.
What? That's stupid! For multiple two reasons. But here's the layman terms version of it. Because during the battle in season 6 of that god awful battle, Blake and Yang versus Adam, when he loses the sword and it's literally in the ocean, he's defenseless and he's acting like a little bitch. That even Emma Frost would say, grow spine. And yet, what do our good old heroes do when the villain is defeated? He's laying on his knees, whining. Yeah, let's just kill him. Batman would tell you heroes do not kill, but we had to kill him. He was defenseless. He was down. You defeated him. Either one, knock him out, or two, leave him alone. And when they killed him the most pathetic way possible. They just stab him. Then he just goes to die off in the ocean. I'm like, really? This is how you Adam? A villain I once had a respect for? We had a cool design, nice combat animation. Fuck you! Fuck you! Imagine they did that to Phobos. I would have been like, what?
I know. I would pause. I'm like, wait a minute. All that build
I
up.
would have said, that's not how it went down.
I'm like, all that build up, everything from season from
And then
the
he
first
starts
episode.
whining because you took, let's say, like his crown or something. That was the semblance of his powers. I'm like, all it took was removing the crown. All
Oh,
it took
that would
for
defeat the entire purpose.
I would have been like, fuck you. But anyway, back to the finale episode. I just like that finale. The villain's defeated, the proper ceremony. Meridia turns back to once was. Everyone's talking about what to do next. Blanc thinks he's a hero, which Blanc is a hero. My boy saved Will and Matt by biting Cedric. Go, Blanc, go.
Yes. Give that man an award.
But then, as always, we see the Oracle walk away, go back into the Infinite City behind the wall, the waterfall, and there's Phobos and everybody else. It's like, whoa, this is where they're being kept. Nice. But then she says, and now it begins. Hinting at the season 2 villain, which will come to place, which is spoiler. This is actually where in season 2 where Will finally gets her powers. I always love the Oracle. It's that weird design you love. Eye patch, tattoos, bald hair. That's pretty badass, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, for the last 3 episodes, I love them. I adore them. But now, the overall series. How did you like revisiting Witch after all these years?
I feel like I stepped back in time to the early 2000s, just sitting in the living room after a day after coming home from junior high school at that time, like elementary, junior high at that time, and it's like, damn, I've forgotten how good this series actually was. I've forgotten how good it was. And as an adult now, when you really look back at it, it's like, holy crap, how the fuck did some of this go over our heads? Some of it, but not all of it. But and like learning to appreciate it a lot more than back then, because not a lot of people liked it, which it's a practical of taste. But this is a good series to come back to if you want to learn the art of gaslighting. Watch Phobos' scenes with Eleon. If you want to learn how to build up your side comedic characters and everything, it's something to be studied. And please, for the love of God, no sympathetic villains, please. We had enough of that. Give us a villain that just wants to just have his fun and really have that moment and then get defeated. Star Wars did it with Emperor Palpatine. So, and which did it here with Phobos. Oh, what's up? What we got here? What we got here?
And I do want to say that, like I always will say, that I always love their designs for Witch. Because for me, it's not just going back to memory lane. Again, I get to share with Amy that again. Be like, do you remember this happening? Do you remember that happening? and I always acted smug in a few parts where I'm like, I know what happens next, and he's like, oh, how do I get this? And the word time capsule used a lot on this show, but because a lot of it is actually when you do go back to older series, like when we talked about noir, you're never going to get those styles of facial animations again or nice detailed backgrounds that we saw in the war. Like again, like I said, like oh man, look at that shot that we were in Paris, France. They got to see the Arc de Triomphe. I'm like, dude, I'm like money shot right there. You would never get that in more modern stuff. Like people say, like yeah, you could, but they might shoot it downwards and be like, there it is, Arc de Triomphe, and then move on, or it looks too detailed or clean. But we saw night shots with all the cities, lights on. We're obviously up in the air getting these beautiful wide shots. And I'm like, dude, that's freaking badass. Or we went to Italy that, yeah, you would see these stone walls on the countryside if you could see it, or the statues look correctly. Or again, when we were in New York, Amy and I was the first one to say, I see the two towers. I see the two towers. I'm like, exactly. Like stuff like that we don't get anymore. Yes, Noir almost had the benefit of the doubt for being a more multi-country season because we went all over parts of Europe, Italy, United States. We might have been in some of the Asian countries. It was like feels like a globe trotting adventure that we're on with this thriller mystery going on in the background. And I'm like, beautiful, even for this show, with the girls' vibes and their cost in their clothing and fashion. This truly was something that we said that this is something from like the 2000s era. Like you would see these designs on people if you knew them growing up. And it's like this was the fashion back in the day before things drastically completely change. And I know a lot of people will say that, but isn't the new stuff looks good? Don't get us wrong, but where's my fashion people? Like it feels weird for me to say this, but I miss the style, the look that defined an era. Like when you grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you felt the times truly changed from that, slightly sophisticated everyday working man to when we reached like the 60s or something. I'm trying to go like off of Mafia 2 actually. You saw that change right then and there when Vito got out of prison and he was looking around like, is this what I missed? I'm like, yes, the times are changing. The
Yeah,
fashion changed, the girls changed, the guys changed. It's like, whoa, what is this?
because remember in that time period, we because in the beginning of Mafia 2, we had World War
World War
II
II.
right there, and then we had the post World War II right there. We're not at the Cold War yet. We're not there yet, but it's just like the startings of it. You don't see it just yet. But then Vito goes to jail, comes out, and boom, it's completely different. Hello, Elvis. Hello, the fancy cars. Hello, the
Even
prelude
just what
to
you
the
were driving changed from something that looked more rusty, beat up to that those beautiful, like I can't explain what the car's like, but they became more convertibles. Like, dude, look at this, man. This looks nice. And you do see that with the girls' fashion, each one had some like Tyrene, she's like look at that, like the camera's there for a reason. Like she's a photographer. She's got her glasses on. Look at that. She's got hairpins. She's got hairpins up here. I hate these ads, but she's got hairpins. Do
yeah.
you see hairpins in people these days?
If
I don't see a
if you
lot anymore, but from time to time I will.
exactly, and Hey Lynn of Asian descent, and her grandma,
My girl, my second favorite girl, like she's like the street kid actually. Like her clothing speak like
and
she's
this is
living
the
on the
type of
streets.
outfit. These are the type of outfits we saw in that era. like in the like in the junior high days, like in the junior high days, we see it
I saw that
coming.
like in middle school too a little bit as well. Like she's got the long socks on and like some sneaker shoes on, but she's got this nice coat on with the purse, with the glasses. It's all mismatching a little bit, but she's got that nice little skirt on. I like that little detail. Like she's more movable. Like, but everything she is wearing screams street kid. Like she's a street kid, but also she's more into fashion. We even saw that with her on how she was designing Caleb, and she's like, "Oh, I got this goth look for you." It's like, no, but goth Caleb. That could have
That
worked.
could, but I like the fact, but also she would be an amazing fashion designer. Her drawing skills are bar none. I'm like,
It's like good, and even when she saw Blanc wear it, she's like, "No, how dare you!" To later at the end of that episode, she's like, "Wait, I knew you were always this style of fashion," and she was more upbeat and happy, and they were dancing. I'm like, "See, she forgave him in the end," but she was like, "I got it now. It's this look."
and
So
of course,
you see that.
Joker, and of course,
Oh
Joker's
yeah, the
main.
queen herself. This is more of an upper girl, upper classman with the fashion. And even during the school photo op, she's like, "You guys told me you weren't going to change." And it's like, "Well, duh, it's school photos and everything." And I love how Cornelia looks here. Again, that blonde hair is a staple of her. She's got a bandana on. Like, this shouldn't match, but it worked because she's more upper class, but hiding the real shirt or dress underneath her. So absolutely love it. And like even like Will and Irma, like Will screams that new kid on the block. Who is she? But again, I've seen people wear these coats and these pants, and she's got like this little lizard on her. I'm like, that's kind of cute and a little adorable to have. I'll tell you, like even I had like kind of these pants at one point for guys with the ones with the zippers on the legs. So clever, actually clever. Even Irma screams that she feels like that girl you always know in class, but you just can't quite approach her yet. Like it's like just go talk to her. It's not that difficult. And then you talk it's like do you need help with your own assignment? I love that. And yes, there's that episode when she was on that date to get rid of that guy so to find that Meridian pig. She was wearing fishnets. It's like fishnet. Her outfit is cute, and she's wearing fishnets. Clever, clever actually. But then, like, you kind of compare their old designs to like their newer-ish designs. Again, we kind of talked about that ahead of time. Nah, no, those new ones don't work, save for Tyrone. So,
Oh my, oh wait, is this the new design or old design?
well, the old design. I said I'm talking about like earlier. Like we talk about the designs earlier. Like go back to
Oh,
our first episode, I think it was, or maybe it was like episode two we did
Irma.
for which.
Irma was like one of those like tomboy-ish, like the really out there type who is like who you want to have in your group. And I've dealt with women like Irma before. They're fun. They're a bundle of fun. They are so much fun to hang with and everything because you never know what they're gonna say or do, and that's like the magic of it. That's the magic of not knowing what you're gonna say next. It's like, okay, Irma, what are we gonna do next? But notice how Irma and and Halen work together simultaneously, like they get an understanding of their powers even more. And
I love that.
it's like this shows that they get that they understood the concept, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, why don't we try
Like
this?
they have to be a team, even in their own individual episode. Like we have with, like again, like these designs.
Oh no, ugh.
Like, what's that?
Can, I
What's
like
that
to
for?
whoever designed this, can we just borrow you for 5 minutes and tell you how things are
Like,
supposed to work?
like when you look at them individually, they fit the more 2020 designs. Yes. But my problem with these designs is that I think I said this beforehand. they just look way too bland. Outside of Tyrene, who's like, okay, she kind of fits the era better, but look at Haley. This is so vanilla. Hers is
Oh,
so basic.
no, look at Eleon. Holy crap.
Eleon, it's like it's just a white. Eleon's like a white jacket and a skirt, I think, and whatever she's wearing. I have no idea what she's wearing. But if you look at Haley, I think her and Haley are the worst of the worst because so
I would rank it Halen as number one worst. Uh who else? Irma is probably a close second. Eleon is a third. The only two
Cornelia
that
almost
actually
fits it, but it's almost too basic. So she almost gets a pass of probably like fourth place. Fifth place, I'm gonna say as well, but then again, I'd probably swap her and Cornelia around. But the only one who only matches the modern look is Tyrene, actually, because that felt like an evolution to Tyrene, actually. It's just the hair that I don't like, but it kind of fits the look. But if you look at Haleen, she has overalls with a shirt on with pink straights on. Come on, where's the street kid look that you had earlier? It's gone, missing. If you told me this was a new character, I would believe you. It was inspired by Haley. I'm like, so she kept some of the pink on the hair, but that's it. Cornelia, again, not the worst, but she still fits that slight upperclassman, but now she looks like I just fit everybody else now, so who cares? But where's the fashion? Where's the look she once had?
they went Halen they went way too far in
It
the
went
Asian
way too
trope.
modern for these girls. Because again, go back to the 2000s design, it fits the era. This does fit the era, but holy crap,
Just fix up
bland,
the just
generic,
fix
uninspiring.
like fix up the hairstyle a little bit, give it a different design, and give the outfit a different different
It's not just
uh
getting the outfits a different color, in my opinion. You find different outfits. Like even I can go through my high school book, and I knew a couple of females who always dressed differently. At least that was their look that they had. I can feel like, bam, mid 2000 mid, because some of them fit that mid 2000s early 2010 vibes a little bit. So I'm like, at least they have it, but God, this look bad. But looking at Will and Irma, I just feel like, what the hell? Well, fits, but no. Even their witch design is not that great. Because in the original, I could put this up as well. I could even say this for the original for witch as well. At least they were they had different looks to them. Like they had different looks to them. Like you had three of them with the pink, but hers is more of a crop top. You got two with the blue again, both of them with crop tops, but they also had different shoes on. Two are more witch-like. One of them had boots. One of them had sneakers. So at least they stood out to you. Versus, again, I got to go back to the 2023 design. They just look all the same. I'm like, the one who has a more Chinese look to it, from what I can vaguely tell. But it's like, what do they do? Also, they're missing the nice socks. They're missing the nice socks. Like, look, all the girls have the socks on. These girls don't have the socks on. I'm like, come on, do better. Oh god, like it just gets worse. I don't think I can always say like maybe the 2020 version is that perhaps maybe the villains look a little better, but I digress because I hate to see what they look like. Like he was like a great example I even showed you about. Like, look at that. All the outfits are a little bit different from one another, and at least they stand out a bit better. So it's like it stands out.
see this is how you do it. Make your characters stand, make your characters stand out, give them differences
Like she's got a
because
longer skirt versus the rest of the girls. Longer skirt, longer sock, because she is taller, but it's much longer. Look how the other girls are shorter. Plus, only two of them have the purple on, which is Irma and Cornelia. The rest don't.
Exactly, and distinction is key here because you have to make your outfits work both in the guardian form and then in the earth realm form. You have to make it work. Eleon is perfect. I mean, no question about it. I like how Eleon looked, and
Because it screams
I love
work.
I did love the fact they gave her that ceremonial dress.
That was cute.
This is how you do it. This is how you make it elegant. The elegance of royalty. Meanwhile, Phobos is just wearing the same outfit, but he's Phobos. He just doesn't care. He's just like, I'll wear this. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday for me. But that's the thing, though. And also, what Joker and I also emphasize on is different outfit changes, like different styles. We've seen them for picture day. We've seen them at bowling. We've seen them at the roller rink. Make it believable. You can't wear the same outfit constantly to different things. It does not work that way. Looking at you, other TV shows, looking at you. And it's like, but it's not within the budget. Get that shit out of here.
It
You
works
can make
either
it
one.
you can make it work. But they try. They try and make it work, and it pays off because it adds more realism to that world. You can have the best of both worlds. You can have the best of both worlds with Meridian and Earth. The Guardian's outfit is perfect. You don't need to change anything about it. It's just the way it is. They're separate, but they all stand out. Completely fine. On Earth, make them feel very different to each other. Like here, this is garbage. Garbage.
At
Look
least
at
I would
this
like to
shit.
say they stand out a little bit better. But however, this one's more of a Chinese outfit. She's the only one that has a longer pants, well, similar pants, but got the belly button. She's the one with the full thing with the skirt on, or a combat skirt, as Ruby would call it, with some stuff. But at least they tried. They made an effort. I do like their wings, though. I do like their wings, so I'll give them
The
credit for
wings
that.
are
The
pretty
wings are
good.
pretty nice. They do have some symbolism on their outfit, so props to that a little bit. But it to me, it's got to be the flow. I think it's kind of like I'd say it's the flow of it. Yes, the other ones were simple and had those green stripes on. Well, sadly, they are missing here, but it just doesn't look the same. Had this not been called Witch, I would be like, okay, I'll get used to the designs, but these are their Guard uniform designs in the
You
reboot?
you cannot make half F. See,
Like,
like
here's the
right here,
original.
what is wrong? See
But, like,
this
what's
right
wrong with
here.
this?
Why couldn't we keep this for the reboot? Keep it, but make it but make it a bit more modern, but not too modern to where you lose the focal.
And then it's just like,
Here
wow.
though, it's like they just gave up at the end.
Like, they
You
started with the
had
green, and then
just dropped everything.
I mean, I think Kayleen's actually the better one here because if it's the Chinese look, I'm like, okay, I kind of like it. I can deal with this. That one look nice, actually. The rest, I'm like, what are we doing here? And Will, God, I don't even know what Will looks like. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
this.
they. Oh,
Like, you can
I'm
kind of
kind of.
see some of it, but no, thank you.
Uh,
Now, that's the headache. Do I like the
that
show
is
overall? The Guardian forms, you should absolutely. Are there filler content here that like filler, but kind of have that nice slice of lifestyle to which I like? Yes, as Pedro said, he's the one off chat on the watch link. He said he has all the issues. I'm like you have all of the issues, all of them. He was like, you guys should go find some. I'm like, I would love to if they're not that expensive.
yeah.
Money
Good luck,
these
because
days.
yeah, because
He said
people.
there actually are a lot of characters missing. Actually, I'm like, okay, like, and I try to ask a bit of like how many were missing. He's like, I have to go reread the comics, and he said like first season is adapting volume to shoot 1 through 12, from what he could recall. I'm like, that's what the wiki said. So volumes 1 through 12. So There's that. Also, who knew Tyrene was voiced by Naruto Uzumaki herself in the Japanese dub? I'm like, huh, impressive. So there are a few surprises here and there for the Japanese dub of which who they got. So I'm like, that's interesting. Would I love to see a full reboot doing the full issues? Yeah, if Disney ever gets around to it. But they're probably not in that much of a rush to demand because who is demanding which nowadays? It's been 3 years since the reboot. Who knows how long that's doing? There's the alleged rumor of a live action series, which is like, did you guys not learn what the disaster that was Nickelodeon's and Netflix Winx Club?
Oh, that was such a disaster.
I didn't even watch it. I saw the promotion photos. I'm like, this is Winx Club? And they went more darker, mature. And just when she got the wings, the show was canceled. I'm like, they didn't last that long. So I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, but I also felt bad for Winx Club's fan because imagine finally getting a live action series and they made it more darker, mature. They went to the Pretty Little Liars route. I'm like, oh, we don't care what the material is, just make it whatever. I'm like, so no. But I love all the voices we got here. They have a stacked cast, familiar voices from DC, Marvel, and a few others out there. Some even who don't act. Oh, Irma is still current grandma from Looney Tunes, and I'm like, oh my god, that's Irma, that's Granny. Just imagine Granny using water on Sylvester. Sylvester, no.
I could see that actually.
I mean, yeah, even Tyrene's actress is the actress from American Dragon, Jake Long, the friend. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, that was her. And that was sweet. That was awesome. And of course, the current actor, of course, Will Caleb voices Greg, Beast Boy, love the man, early works. God, I wish I could meet him one day, but he's fighting his battle right now. So he's still with us currently. So I'm like, good, good. There's that too. There's a lot of interesting choices later for season two, who they hire later. I think my favorite of the voices will always be Phobos because this guy was just awesome. He was a proper villain. He did all the gaslighting, the planning, and when stuff failed, you felt it in it. I will always admire the transformation, even if it's always the same thing over and over again. Look at Sailor Moon. Yeah, they kept things the same for the transformation. But at least I'll give Sailor Moon credit. They had their own little theme songs for some of the Guardians. If it was just their solo transformation. Hell, I'm always cheering when Sailor Venus transform. We hear that Sailor Venus. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
that was nice.
absolutely. It's been really crazy how things have gone since then.
Oh, absolutely. If you guys want to watch Witch, give it a shot. If you do find some questionable DVDs or VHS, please be very careful because otherwise you're going down the pirate route. Because that's like the only other option outside one of the options I do know that I don't want to say. That you can watch it. And for those who do have the comics, you lucky bastards. I wish I had one. But at least I have one of the McDonald's toys, and one of them was Will. So, yay, me.
But what can you do, Joker? What can you
At the
do?
time I was a kid, I got lucky. So, yay, me. They don't make them as cool anymore as they used to. But I love Witch. Season one, I think I would still give it a good high 7 because it is a classic. To me, my heart's an 8, but it's a good classic. So give it a good high 7 out of 10. It's a good, fun show. You want something to relax a little bit. You know, you don't need that world-ending plot destruction. You just want people to know that oh, you're the next Guardians now. Go save the world. Well, they had their own little fun little slice of life in between some of the more epic beats. Go right ahead. You can't go wrong with this. And I just miss good old 2D stuff that's like this that really do age nicely actually. There were some clever shots here and there that I'm like, they're having fun with this, despite the differences.
Especially with the eleon on the steps and everything.
Eleon of the Steps. I'm always a fan of reflections, like going from Caleb's dad's face to the water to Caleb, or some really nice dynamics where it's like Cedric and Phobo are talking, but Cedric is starting to look down on him. How they use shadows and lightning in this, even how they go from the intro that, oh, this is gonna be like a typical Western anime show. No, we're going something a little more darker when you see that castle for the first time with the purple clouds and lighting, knowing that this is going to be a different Disney show, not your typical one. So I love it. I love it. Well, that's it for us, guys. Anime Night, what is the poll? Just to
Oh,
remind, we are voting for on
oh,
Twitter.
you're gonna love. You guys are gonna love this. Apparently, an update on the poll, and the poll is actually working. It's actually working.
Finally, it's working.
Registering the vote. So currently, as it stands in the first poll, it's Darkwing Duck and Bodacious Space Pirates tied right now for first. And Ghost of the Shell just literally looked at all the others and said, "Fuck you," and went the full
And that's
100.
only with one vote.
So apparently we might have a three-way. We might have a three-way, but time will tell in the coming week. But I'll keep an eye on this poll and see what goes on. And then when we have the official winners of both polls, then we'll do one final one just to close out a final winner. And that's the one we're going to be doing. So it won't be next Thursday. It won't be next Thursday we do it. We're gonna give it one more. We're gonna do one fall. We're gonna do another one on the following Thursday because we want to give this some room to breathe. And then when we have our finalists, then we'll have that for the next Thursday. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, your choices. Your choices. Sorry, I'll read them off. You can vote on which season 2, Darkwing Duck season 1, Bodacious Space Pirates, Rui Rocks, and then part 2 of the same poll, X-Men Evolution season 3, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends season 1, Ghost of the Shell season 1, and Vinland Saga season 1. Some heavy hitters in this one. But that'll do it, guys. We are gonna get on out of here. Big thank you to Jorge for joining us in the watching of the shows. Like we said, ladies and gentlemen, it's free. It's free to join and watch the party. You don't need to be a member or anything. It's free. And we always post it right before we start the show. So come on in, just be yourself and enjoy the show. Oh, Joker's planning. He's plotting. But anyway, guys, take care, everybody.